There we go. Hello today. Hello there. Well, as is now customary, we start off with the day and the date. It's Tuesday, the 31st of March 2020, the season of the virus. And today is finally the last day of March, so from tomorrow on it'll be April, I'll be saying. But March, unlike, it's kind of ironic because the days go very, I don't know if ironic is the word, paradox maybe. The days seem to be flying by, and yet this month seems to have gone on for quite some time. When I think back that we were working in the Connemara for about the first 2 weeks, and it really feels like we haven't been in the Connemara for at least a month. Time is kind of strange like that. The perception of it, the perception of it is very different depending on what you're doing. Like anybody knows, if they go on holidays for 2 weeks in the middle of the month, compared to if they just work their normal routine job for a month, it seems like a different span of time completely. Anyway, 31st, it's mild today, but there's certainly some clouds. Lots of clouds actually. I don't see the sun. Which way shall we go to? Let's go across this way. Let's go across this way. What else is there to say? I've just had a shower and washed my hair and I shaved and I feel very fresh. Been playing my game. Really had fun with that game last night. In the first smaller map, I got up to something like 500 million, and I managed to get to the point where you can do anything, which is interesting on this game because there's a lot to do. I built some airports and had some planes. The planes are amazing. Haven't done anything with water yet. And last night, couldn't resist but go back into it again at 3:30 in the morning, or something like that, and I started another. I just wanted to see what's the biggest map look like in this game. So I put in the biggest map I could find in the desert area. And kind of what I plan to do with that is do a very slow playthrough, which could take weeks because there's so much on that map. The only problem, my laptop is quite a few years old and it takes quite a long time to load and stuff. I don't know, maybe that's normal, but I'm a bit worried of what will happen when it fills out the map. Although on the last one I did, it worked absolutely perfectly on the small map. So to be honest, I would just, if the small map ran better, I wouldn't mind using it, just keep using the small maps because they're not really small. But it ran really, really well. I had absolutely no problems. And I still have it saved because there's just so much stuff, and I'm very happy with all the things I did on that map. I think I did pretty good for a third attempt. Right, Tuco. Where are we going, huh? God, look at all these fresh holes here. Could have brought my camera, couldn't I have a trail cam? Set it up during the day. It's great to have a distraction, that game. Because I was running out of stuff on YouTube. I mean, I just can't. I have no search ideas, and the recommendations aren't any good. So I was kind of really at a loss of what to look at, and I haven't been in any great, haven't been inspired to upload any videos or anything. Except the streets of San Francisco. I'm going to carry on doing that because I've got that Stuart Whitman one I'd like to upload just as a tribute. I love the streets of San Francisco. I feel almost a kind of duty to just have lots of little clips from that on my channel. So if anybody ever looks, they'll say, oh, that guy is definitely a fan of that show. Flo's at home doing some kind of new yogas for the knees. Yoga for the knees. My little digital voice recorder has never had so much use than it has over the last couple of months. There's a few times I'd put this away and didn't think I'd ever take it out. I thought it might just remain one of those things that's never used and eventually I'd throw it out, but I'm glad I didn't. The Philips one is good as well, but this one is really small, and although it's maybe not as easy to use as the other ones, I've had it so long and I've used it so often now that it's become the easiest one for me. Where did that dog go? Tuco, what are you doing back there? It's cool out here today. It's still. You can hear the birds singing. And so far, I hope it stays that way, I don't see anybody. That's the kind of walk I like. No people means no barking. We've been told that the next 2 weeks will be the worst in various places for this corona thing. And the hope is that after the next 2 weeks, things will start to get better. Although I can't really understand I don't know why this virus is going to stop when things get better. As soon as everybody goes out, is it not going to just start to spread all over the place again? And are all the people who didn't get it the first time going to get it the second time? I'm kind of confused by what can be done in the long term. I know what they're doing now is just trying to, instead of having everybody going to the hospital at the one time, they're trying to kind of stretch that out. But until they come up with a vaccine, this virus is not going anywhere, so that is a bit makes me a bit anxious that I could catch this thing next month when I'm working in the Connemara because some guy comes in and coughs or something. I don't know how it would affect me. I'm a bit worried because I had asthma and stuff. Not asthma, but yeah, asthma as a kid. I think it was asthma. I guess the thing to hope for a situation, would be that if you're going to get this thing, you don't get it till maybe next year, and by then things are kind of back to normal, and so if you do have to get looked after, there's no problem. There's plenty of facilities. Anyway, all that stuff is not in my control. And I am going to get back to normal life. At some point I'll just be a bit more Howard Hughesy about things. Let's go and get you a drink of water, Tuco. Let's go get Tuco a drink of water, huh? A drink of water, a drink of wine. Where's the nice water? Not there, it's a bit too, not there, Tuco, too much. Down here, this way. Allez. Good boy. Here's a stick. Ah! You want to play with this stick? Do you want to play with the stick? Ah. Ah. Where is it? Ah, I've got here. Anywho, not sure I should keep this recording. We've done just coming up to 13 minutes. And I think maybe that's enough. Otherwise, I mean, I'm rambling all the time, so it's not like I can't say, otherwise I'll be rambling, continually rambling. But what might happen is that there's nothing, although that might be nice too, just the sound of the river. Here you go, Tuco. Allez, get a drink. Allez. Oh, that's too deep. That's too deep. Over here. There you go. You can get a drink there if you want. Or here. Allez. Okay, 14 minutes. I shall sign off. Goodbye for now. Well, hello again. It's 6:15 or 6:20, but it's summertime and it's bright daylight. Unlike Flo, I quite like the change of the hours because I love the long evening. So this is going to be tricky to remember the days. Tuesday. And God, I was just thinking, I had a meeting today, and I was thinking maybe I should Skype to the meeting. But of course, it's 6:15, 20 past 6, so the meeting is on already. And yeah. So I'm out walking with Tuco, and it's a strange afternoon. Not strange, I mean it's nice. But Flo is watching the latest Star Wars on TV, which from the bits I've seen looks really good actually, in spite of all the negative criticism it got. I've seen all the things you'd like to see, Luke and Luke. I'm playing the Transport Fever game, even though it's the afternoon. I actually have it running at the moment. Goodbye, Tuco. Because I'm trying to make some money. It's when you start from 1850, it's kind of hard to get going in it. Goodbye. And that's strange because it's more like it really is like a holiday day. It's like a Sunday or a, I don't know, that we're both kind of relaxing. And it's Tuesday. Well, anyway, it's nice. What I was thinking about is this game. You know, I'm, as you can tell from some of the stuff here, I'm going on and on about the game. And obviously sooner or later I'll get fed up with this game, like every other game, and hopefully that'll be later rather than sooner. I mean, I'd like to get tons of fun out of it. But it's a strange thing when I start playing a game like this, I was thinking, because there's a certain kind of mild anxiety. I mean, it's kind of stupid. It's very, very mild, and it's like you want to get the most fun out of the game as possible. And I just thought to myself, it's a bit like whatever top moments that I had, and with this game I had a few yesterday and the day before, when you just have a high point, when I just felt like, oh, this is perfect, you know. And then the thing is, you want that again, and this is very similar to any addiction to anything, to any drug or anything else. You have an experience with the drug, whether it's drink or drugs, or even in this case a game. You have this peak experience, and you want that again. You want the same thing again, and so when you start playing the game like I have done today, and all of a sudden it looks a little less somehow. It's like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. I'm seeing all this big map. I mean, it's still great, and the graphics are still great, but what it is it's not the same feeling I had last night or the night before, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. And it's a bizarre feeling to contemplate, because I have the same kind of feelings of during the drinking time. You'd set everything up perfectly. Let's say you'd be off, you wouldn't have to get up the next day, and you start drinking, you know, if you go and you bring the right music and everything, and it doesn't live up to the expectation, and you're trying very hard to make it exactly like it was the previous week, the previous month, or the previous year. You know, there's some memory you've got about that drinking session where you went really airborne. And in a game it's kind of similar. You have those moments when you're totally absorbed, everything's great, and that's the standard you set. And as soon as you switch the game on, you expect to kind of step into this same kind of feeling, which doesn't happen. you know, it doesn't necessarily happen. It's because those moments, they're kind of unique, and you can't really dictate when they're going to happen. It doesn't matter that you set everything up the same as before. Keep up. Oh. Good boy. Bonjour. Allez. Elle est gentille. Beaucoup de bruit. Stop. Allez. Good boy. People like that, they give you a fright, don't they, Tuco? You don't expect to see anybody. Just come out of the bushes. Young couple carrying a baby in one of those fucking Indian type contraptions. North American Indian type contraptions. The guy's carrying on his back like a pile of wood. Anyway, whatever happened to good old prams, go-karts? I'll let you go. Yeah, so I don't know what the trick is in that situation. I think it's to look at the game in a different way. Tuco, allez, and not have this expectation that as soon as the screen lights up, you're going to go right back into that magic moment that you left it the previous night. There was something like that. I couldn't put the game away last night. I went back into it at 3 o'clock. I could have played it all night, you know. And so you think, well, that's what it's going to be like as soon as I turn it on this afternoon. And it wasn't. So I think it's good to look at these things in a slightly different way. Put the game on, maybe minimize the screen and do something else and enjoy the game as well, and take your time and just go through some of the, try and set up a supply line or whatever and see what happens. But don't be kind of continually expecting this kind of rush of adrenaline every time you go to do something. Don't go in there, Tuco, that's too deep. Allez! Allez! Boy. If Flo could hear that conversation about the game, she would really be... She'd be like, oh my god, this guy needs help. What? Oi! What's this? Oi! Oi! Big stick. Big stick. Oh, hey, come back here. Oh, Jesus, no, fella. Give me that stick, you little fire. Fucking toe. Thank you very much. A little bit of running after Tuco with the stick. Fast walk. Where's the stick? Where's the stick? Where did that couple go? I can't run after you, Tuco, sure, I just can't. How's the energy? Yes, so take your time, and I mean, it's not like the game is not fun or anything. It's incredibly nice to sit back. It's very relaxing. But it is a game where you can sit back and just look at things. Look at the graphics, look at the stuff, and look at the little details and stuff. Way! And try and go about playing in a different way. And like I keep saying to myself, you've got to kind of use your own imagination to get into these games. You've got to find some kind of objective or something that you want to do. Like I was doing in SimCity. You've got to kind of, find your own way of playing it. But we're arriving, we've left the river now and we're heading towards the big electricity pylon. I feel a bit like Tuco, with too much energy. Hello Tuco, I'm running faster than you. Yeah. The problem now is I don't want to run into that couple again. They didn't seem in any big hurry to be going anywhere. Should probably wait for a few minutes. Tuco, let's wait for a few minutes here. Uy, lapa. Wait for a few minutes. Is there any rabbits in here? Uy, lapa. Anyway, there's 12 minutes there. 12 minutes of game theory. Game theory. Hey, the one thing that's annoying in this game, simple, is that I've seen people play it, especially that girl, Catherine O'Skye, and the other guy, Stealth something, and they just take a train track and they drag it for like 100 kilometers in the game, and they make it look the easiest thing. And every time I try and draw a train track, it either goes into the ground or it goes in the air, so it's like the train is driving up on a plateau. It's really difficult for me to draw the tracks. Anyways, this is fascinating, isn't it? So, March the 31st, Flo watching Star Wars and me walking the dog. And this is the final installment from March. The March vlog is nearly up. And next will be we will be following on with the unsurprising April vlog. The April vlog, yes. I'll be saying April quite a lot of times. March. 3rd month of 2020. I hope these people aren't coming this way. There we go. I don't like when Tuco barks at young people, especially when they've got children or a baby. Is that them off over there? No, that's the trees. I can't see them. I assume they've walked on ahead. Yeah, sometimes you gotta just sit tight, wait for the inspiration to bite. Not too pushy. If you feel a little bored or whatever, that's okay. It's fine, it's natural. Can hear a fox, Tuco, in the distance. I can hear a fox kind of barking. Maybe we could track it down. Track it down. I don't see that couple anywhere. Where the hell? I bet you they've just gone a little bit further and they've gone to that viewpoint where the big log is stuck into the bank. That means I'm going to run into them again. Shit. Where is that fox? I hear him, but I'm not going to see him. Anyway, that's the end of this broadcast on 205 FM. And tune in again for the EFG show. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time with the beginning of the April vlog. So don't miss that. Yeah, right.